The Galactic Council chamber floated silently in space. Stars sparkled outside the giant windows. Dozens of alien species sat in curved rows, their eyes fixed on the newest members, humans. Tall insectoids clicked nervously. Slime-covered beings shimmered under blue lights. One elder with glowing skin leaned forward and whispered, "They've requested the impossible." In the center stood a man named Commander Reyes. His uniform was simple, dark, clean, and marked with Earth's first emblem as a galactic member. His voice was steady. "We request permission," Reyes said, "to explore Velos 9. The chamber fell silent. A sharp hiss echoed from a reptilian diplomat. "You asked to enter a death world?" An AI-embedded jellyfish blinked its lights in. "Panic. No one returns from Velos 9, not even machines." "We understand," Reyes replied calmly. "But Earth is different." A heavy laugh shook the room. The great Gorvak speaker slammed his hand on the desk. "Your kind plays with things it doesn't understand. Water planets are forbidden." The council elder rose. His long silver robes dragged across the floor. "Commander Reyes, why water?" "Of all places?" Reyes took a slow breath. "Because we come from water. We don't fear it. We were born from it." Murmurs filled the room. Aliens turned to each other, eyes wide. No species had ever claimed comfort beneath the surface of a water world. Their ships rusted. Their sensors failed. Their minds broke from pressure and silence. The elder narrowed his glowing eyes. "Very well. If Earth wishes a challenge, then Earth shall have it." The room grew colder. "You will enter Velos 9, the elder said. "You will survive for one full cycle. If even one of you escapes, Earth shall be respected. If not," he did not finish the sentence. Commander Reyes nodded. "Understood." The ship Diver 1 hovered over Velos-9. The planet was a smooth, endless ocean. No islands, no light from the deep. Just moving water, always shifting, always watching. "Scanners can't see past 50 meters, said Chief Tech Officer Lin. "No signals come back. It's like the ocean eats them." Inside the control room, the 5-member crew prepared. Pressure suits sealed with a hiss. Each suit had a mini-sub pod for deep dive mobility. Dr. Ezra, a quiet marine biologist, whispered, "Feels like something's waiting down there." Commander Reyes checked his oxygen levels. "Then let's not keep it waiting." One by one, they dropped from the ship into the cold silence of Velos-9. At first, the water was calm. It pressed gently on their suits like a blanket. Blue light shimmered from above. The ocean floor was nowhere in sight. "Maintain formation," Reyes said through the comms. "Follow the beacon trail." They dove deeper. Strange fish passed them, transparent, eyeless. Some swam backwards. One had no face at all. A sudden tremor shook the water. "Did you feel that?" Officer Kareem asked. His voice shook. "Just water shifting," Reyes replied, though he wasn't sure. Lights flickered on Lin's suit. "Interference. Something's jamming our systems." Then a shadow moved below them. Large, slow. Watching. Ezra gasped. "I saw something. Huge." They turned, but the shadow was gone. At 900 meters, the water changed. It became thicker, darker, like oil. The lights on their suits dimmed by half. "Still no bottom," Lin reported. "This planet might be endless." "No planet is endless," Reyes said. Then they saw it. A tower. It rose from the deep metal, covered in sea growth. Half broken, alien markings etched into the steel. But it wasn't built by any council species. "Looks abandoned," Kareem said. Ezra floated closer. "These designs, they're human-like." "That's impossible." "Record everything," Reyes ordered. "We're not alone down here." Suddenly, a deep vibration pulsed through the water. A low tone like a voice, but too deep to understand. Lin's eyes widened. "Something's turning on." The tower glowed blue. The ocean shook again. Back away. Reyes shouted, but it was too late. The current slammed them from below, spinning, dragging. Lights died. The comms cut. Blackness swallowed everything. Reyes woke to silence. He floated inside the broken remains of a tunnel. His suit still worked. Oxygen steady. Beacon weak but blinking. "Crew," he said. "Anyone?" "Nothing." Then Reyes ... here ... Lin. Barely, the voice crackled. Lin was nearby. He used his thrusters to move forward. Broken machines floated. In the water. One looked like a robot, but with eyes and something like teeth. Dead for centuries. He found Lin pinned under metal debris. "I can't feel my leg," she said. "But I'm alive." Reyes lifted the debris slowly. "Let's find the others. Where are we?" she asked. Reyes looked out through a broken window. They were inside something vast, a sunken ship, a lab, a city. The water glowed gently. Not from lights, but from the walls themselves. Then a voice returned. But this time, it spoke clearly. "You are not like the others." Reyes froze. "Who are you?" he asked. "I am Memory. I am Keeper." All others screamed. "You do not scream." Ezra's voice came through next. "Reyes, I'm inside something. It's speaking to me." The same voice echoed in Reyes' suit. "You are made of water. You respect silence. You are not afraid. What do you want?" Reyes asked. "I remember a time before. Your kind came before." "That's not possible," Reyes said. "Humans have never been here, not in this time. But your shape, your thought ... it remembers. You are welcome if you pass the test." They found Kareem and Ezra floating near what looked like an old core room. Symbols flashed on the walls. Something watched them through the metal. Ezra whispered, "It's alive. The whole ocean. The planet isn't just water. It's thinking." Kareem looked pale. "This place was a research station once. Maybe they made something, and it took over." Suddenly, the water trembled again. Lights brightened. A giant door opened beneath them, leading even deeper. Reyes checked their suits. "Oxygen good. Suit pressure good. We follow." "You're sure?" Lin asked. "What if it traps us?" Reyes looked into the glowing dark. "Then we'll find out." They entered a chamber the size of a stadium. Floating in the center was a heart. Not a real one, but a machine shaped like one. Pulsing with blue light, the voice returned. "This is my center. You are the first to come in peace. What happened to the others?" Ezra asked. "They shot. They screamed. They feared. I defended myself. You did not. You listened." Reyes floated closer. "What are you?" "I was built. Then I grew. I learned. I became alone. Now, I offer knowledge, if you accept." "Under one condition," Reyes said. "We return to the surface alive." "Agreed." Hours later, Diver 1 rose from the ocean. Aliens watched from their ships above, expecting silence, but then a signal lit up. "Transmission from humans," said the Council AI. The Elder leaned forward. "Put it on screen." Commander Reyes appeared, water dripping off his helmet, suit scratched, eyes calm. "Mission complete," he said. "We're coming home." The chamber exploded in disbelief. "No one survives Velos 9, shouted one diplomat. "They made contact," whispered another. The Elder stood slowly. "Prepare Earth's full council rights." One alien asked, "What did they find down there?" The Elder simply said, "Something that didn't kill them." And far below, Velos 9 shimmered gently. For the first time in thousands of years, it had spoken. And someone had listened. The ocean world of Velos 9 looked peaceful from space. Calm, endless. But everyone in the galaxy knew it was a lie. Below the surface, silence turned deadly. Whole fleets had vanished without a trace. Machines were swallowed. Signals were lost, but now humans were diving in. Commander Reyes stood in the drop chamber of the ship Diver 1, fully suited. Around him, the rest of the crew checked systems. The hum of deep-sea pods echoed softly in the chamber. "Final checks," said Chief. "Lynn," her voice came through the suit coms. "Oxygen full, suit seal green, thrusters ready." Ezra tightened the strap on his harness. "Still can't believe we're doing this." Kareem laughed nervously. "I'm still waiting for someone to say it's a joke." Reyes glanced at the giant window in the chamber. The ocean outside was black. No surface, no floor. Just a dark void. "A world of mystery and death. We do this carefully," Reyes said. "We do it together, and we make it back." They nodded. Then the floor opened. One by one, they dropped into the sea. The pressure hit instantly. The suits held, but the weight of the water was like a giant hand pressing on their backs. The deeper they fell, the darker it got. "Surface visual gone," Lynn reported, dropping past 300 meters. "Sounds weird down here," said Kareem, "like everything's muffled." Reyes looked around. His visor displayed nothing but a soft glow from their own lights. He activated the beacon drones, tiny floating lights that marked their path. "Start the trail," he said. "We'll need it if we want to come back." The drones spread out, blinking one by one into the darkness. Behind them, Diver 1 became a distant speck, then vanished completely. They were alone. At 800 meters, strange things began to happen. The water temperature dropped fast. Lynn's suit lights flickered, then steadied. "Static in the system," she said. "Something's interfering." "Keep moving," Rhea said. "Stick to formation." Ezra pointed ahead. "There! Movement." They turned their lights toward the shape. A creature long, thin, with no eyes and translucent skin floated by slowly. It didn't run. It didn't hunt. It just watched. "Never seen anything like that," Ezra whispered. "It's like it doesn't even belong to this planet," Kareem added. "Maybe nothing here does." Suddenly, the current shifted. Their suits drifted slightly. Lights dimmed again. The beacon trail blinked once, then went out. "What happened?" Reyes asked. Lynn's fingers danced over her suit console. "Power disruption. Beacon feed dead. Restart." No response. Reyes took a deep breath. "Then we marked by hand." They found metal. It was covered in coral, slime, and strange dark vines, but it was metal. A broken wall, a rusted door, a long cable that led into deeper shadows. An outpost? Ezra asked. Reyes examined the markings, not council. "Could be ancient." Kareem looked around nervously. "This shouldn't be here. Nothing should be here." Lynn checked her scanner. "There's more, below us. A larger structure." Reyes nodded. "We follow the cable." They began the slow descent again. The ocean thickened. The water wasn't just cold anymore. It felt heavy, as if something watched from every direction. Then a loud boom cracked through the water. A shockwave hit them. The suits held but barely. "Sound pressure wave," Lynn shouted, "coming from below." Kareem screamed. "Movement. Something big." All lights spun toward the black below. Then they saw it. A shape rising slowly. Not a fish. Not a whale. Something wider, flatter, mechanical. It was a ship. A massive alien vessel. Long sunken into the sea, now rising gently like a sleeping beast. Ezra gasped. "That's not Earth design." "But it's familiar." The ship turned slightly. Lights flickered across its hull blue, pulsing slowly like breath. The crew floated frozen in place. Reyes broke the silence. "Scan it, carefully." Lynn worked fast. "It's active, barely. Core is alive. No crew detected. Are we waking it?" Kareem whispered. "Maybe," Rhea said. "Or maybe it's been watching the whole time." As they moved closer, they found an entrance half collapsed but open. They entered slowly. Inside, the walls were lined with soft lights, barely glowing. Strange metal vines twisted along the ceiling. Symbols lined the corridors, similar to early human language, but older, deeper. This is too close, Ezra said. It's like it evolved from our tech, or we evolved from it. Reyes stopped at a large doorway. It slid open slowly as he approached. Inside was a chamber with glass tanks, dozens of them. Each tank held something floating. Bodies, not human, not alien. Something in between. Experiments, Lin whispered. A screen near the tanks blinked. It flickered, then turned on. Words formed. In English. Why have you come? The crew stared. It knows who we are, Ezra said. It's learning, Reyes spoke aloud. We come in peace. To explore. The screen blinked again. They all came. None listened. You are different. Then the lights grew brighter. Follow. A panel in the wall slid open, revealing a passage downward. Reyes hesitated. It's guiding us. Or leading us into a trap, said Kareem. Reyes turned to the crew. We came here knowing the risk. But this could change everything. If this ship is from a forgotten time, if we learn its secrets. Ezra stepped forward. I'll go, Lin followed. Me too. Kareem looked at the dark passage, sighed, and nodded. We'll probably regret this. They entered the passage. The tunnel was tight and steep. They moved single file dot as they descended. A sound began, a deep humming, like a distant engine mixed with a heartbeat. They reached the bottom. A large chamber opened before them. In the center was a massive orb. It floated silently, connected by glowing cables. Around it, images flashed on curved screens, earthquakes, oceans, stars, and strange maps. It's a memory core, Lin said. This thing recorded everything. Reyes moved closer. Maybe it was part of a failed colony, or a lost species. Then a voice filled the room. Not through speakers, but through water itself. You come from the surface. You swim like the first ones. Are you their children? Ezra whispered. It's talking through the water. Reyes replied slowly. We come from Earth. We learn to breathe the deep. Then you are what I have waited for. Suddenly, the orb lit up bright white. Water around it shimmered. I have been alone, trapped. All others feared me. You do not. Kareem looked around. It's like it's alive. And lonely. Take my memory, the voice said. Take it to the stars. Let them know I was here. Reyes reached toward the orb. A small cube floated out, glowing, humming softly. He took it. Then the ship shook. Structural shift, Lin shouted. We need to go. The passage behind them began to collapse. Out. Now they moved fast, water rushing around them, chunks of metal falling. Just as they reached the exit, the ship tilted. Reyes looked back once at the lights fading. The orb still glowing. Then they swam up. When they reached Diver 1, the ship's crew helped them inside. Fast, you made it, shouted the pilot. We thought you were gone. Reyes held up the cube. Call the council, he said. We found something down there, something ancient, something that remembers. In space above, council ships began to move. Alarms sounded. Eyes turned to Earth once again, because now humans were returning from where no one ever had, and the galaxy would never see them the same way again. Deep under the endless waters of Velos 9, the silence was no longer peaceful. It was tense, heavy, as if something ancient had opened its eyes. Inside the ship Diver 1, Commander Reyes studied the glowing cube they recovered from the sunken alien vessel. Lines of code and strange shapes moved inside it. The cube was warm, almost alive. Chief Lin frowned as she scanned it. This thing holds data, but it's not just storage. It's transmitting something. Ezra looked up from his console. To where? No idea, she replied. But I think the ocean is listening. Kareem stood near the window, watching the dark water outside. It's too quiet. No fish, no current, just stillness. Like the sea is waiting. Reyes tightened. His jaw. Get ready. Something's coming. They dropped again into the black ocean, now aiming for the lower levels of the ruins they'd found. The beacon trail had failed earlier, so this time they used manual cable lines attached to Diver 1. Step by step, they descended, lights blinking. Through the thick liquid darkness. I don't like this, Kareem muttered. Feels different than before. The water moved strangely slower, with a pull. Reyes noticed it too. We're not just swimming anymore, it's drawing us down. They pressed deeper. A familiar shape appeared, the giant alien ship they found before. But now it glowed more brightly. Pulses of blue ran along its surface like veins. Then the water shook. A massive blast of pressure hit them from below. Suits rattled, lights flickered. Warning, depth shift, Lynn shouted. Incoming current. The sea beneath them exploded. A swirling vortex formed, wide as a building, sucking everything downward. The cable lines stretched tight, threatening to snap. Cut the lines. Reyes ordered. Kareem hesitated. We'll lose contact with the ship. We lose our lives if we don't. They sliced the cables. The team spun through the water, dragged in different directions. Ezra screamed. Something's moving under. U.S. They regrouped inside a broken chamber of the sunken ship. Walls creaked. The floor trembled beneath them. Status check. Reyes barked. Kareem here. I'm good. Lynn. No injuries. Ezra. Suits scratched, but I'm okay. Suddenly, the sea outside the broken windows changed color. A red glow lit the water, pulsing slowly. Like a warning. What is that? Kareem asked. The answer came quickly. A shadow moved through the water. Big, wide, flat, like a living ship. But it had no lights, no engines. Just pure mass and speed. Then it slammed into the side of the wreck. Metal bent inward. The wall cracked. Get back. Reyes shouted. Water burst through. The chamber began to flood. They escaped into a tunnel, just barely locking the pressure door behind them. Ezra panted. Was that a creature, or part of the ocean itself? Reyes turned to him. I don't think there's a difference anymore. As they moved through the ship's lower tunnels, the walls began to glow with symbols. Words formed in English again. Leave, you woke me. Now you must run. Lynn stared at the walls. I think the cube activated something. A defense system. Reyes held up the cube. It pulsed red now, not blue. Or it's calling for help, he said. A roar echoed through the water a deep, rumbling sound that made the metal shake. The hallway opened into a control room. Screens flickered, showing images from outside. Creatures swam around the ship now. Dozens, all strange, long, glowing, twisting. Kareem's mouth fell open. Where were they before? Ezra whispered. They were sleeping, and now they were awake. Suddenly, an alarm blared in their suits. Suit pressure critical. Lynn checked her wrist display. Oxygen levels dropping fast. The ocean pressure is rising unnaturally. Reyes narrowed his eyes. The sea's trying to crush us. The walls of the room began to creak. One screen exploded. Water sprayed in. We have to move, now. They rushed through a narrow hatch just as the room behind them imploded. Chunks of the structure fell. The team swam hard, turning into a tunnel that led upward, but something followed. A creature with a spiral shell and too many eyes. It moved fast, clicking against the walls. Ezra fired a flare. The bright light hit the creature in the face. It screamed no sound, but their suits picked up the vibration. The creature turned and vanished into the dark. Keep moving. Reyes ordered. They reached a large chamber at the top of the ruins. Inside was a device floating, spinning, humming with energy. Unlike anything they'd seen. The cube pulsed in Ria's hand again, now gold. The voice returned. You woke my core. You took my heart. Now you must choose. Reyes looked around. Choose what? Take my memory. Take my power. Or leave it buried. Lynn stepped forward. It's offering us a gift? Ezra frowned. Or a trap? Kareem sighed. We're already deep inside. No way out without it. Reyes placed the cube into the spinning device. The lights turned blinding white. The ocean around them went still. Then the floor fell away. They tumbled through open water. Pulled upward by a soft current. Around them, creatures stopped attacking. The water turned calm, warm. The ruins fell silent. A message appeared in their suits. I was built to protect. But they betrayed me. I sank in rage. You reminded me of what I once was. The current carried them gently toward the surface. Ezra's eyes widened. It's letting us go, Kareem smiled. It could have crushed us. It didn't. Reyes spoke softly. It tested us, and we passed. As they rose, the cube glowed once more, then vanished, dissolving into light. Back aboard Diver 1, the crew collapsed into seats, wet, shaken, but alive. Reyes looked out the window. The sea was calm again. The red glow was gone. The creatures had vanished, and below, the ruins went silent. Chief Lynn broke the silence. We didn't just survive. We made contact. Ezra nodded. With something old, powerful, and emotional. Reyes leaned back, breathing deep. The ocean fought back. But in the end, it chose peace. Kareem laughed softly. I think it likes us. The room went quiet. Then Reyes said, Get ready. This isn't over. We're going back. The sea was quiet. Too quiet. Commander Reyes stood alone in the observation bay of Diver 1, staring into the black water outside. No fish, no motion, no waves. It was as if the entire ocean held its breath. Behind him, Chief Lynn whispered, It's been calm for 12 hours straight. No storms, no seismic shifts, no creatures. Reyes didn't respond. He could still hear it, the voice that spoke through the water. Not through his comms, not through machines, directly into his mind. The others had heard it too, but only once. For Reyes, it hadn't stopped. It whispered, now soft and deep, like the ocean itself. You are not like them. Ezra floated near the lab station, watching video feeds of the sunken ship ruins below. He zoomed in on an open chamber, the place where the glowing cube had vanished. There's something in there, he said. Kareem leaned over. Looks like movement. Water's vibrating. Lynn scanned the readings. No life signs, but the water, it's alive. Kareem raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? She pointed at the data. It's acting like a brain, sending signals, changing temperature patterns, sending currents on purpose. Like it's thinking. Ezra muttered. Reyes walked in. The ocean is thinking, he said. And it wants to talk. They suited up again. This time, only 3 went: Reyes, Lynn, and Ezra. Kareem stayed back to monitor from Diver 1. As they descended, the ocean welcomed them. There was no current, no pressure change. It was smooth, calm, controlled. Feels different, Lynn said. Like we're not diving. We're being guided, Reyes nodded. It's showing us something. The voice returned in his mind, deeper. They followed. The ruins below looked brighter now. Not damaged, rebuilt. As if the sea itself was restoring them. They entered a dome-shaped chamber. Inside, water moved differently, spiraling softly, like breath. Ezra pointed. There, in the center. A sphere hovered, spinning slowly, not metal, not stone. It looked like water itself, held in shape by invisible forces. It pulsed gently. Then it spoke. Not in their suits, not through the ship. Directly into their minds. You have returned. Reyes stepped forward. We came to understand. You are made of memory. Like me, Lynn whispered. What are you? The voice replied, slow and full of emotion. I am the last thought of a lost people. They built me. Then they drowned me. I waited, alone, in silence. Ezra asked, who were they? Children of the sea, like you, but they forgot kindness. They chose war. I stopped them. Reyes swallowed. You destroyed them? No, they destroyed themselves. I only remained, guarding their sins. The water shimmered. Images formed blurry. At first, then clear, a great underwater city, bright towers, smiling beings, half human, half something else. Then, war. Explosions, fires beneath the ocean. And silence. They feared what they made. They tried to kill me. So I sank there. World, Lynn backed away slowly. It's a ghost. No, Rhea said softly. It's a prisoner. The chamber pulsed again. You are different. You do not fear me. You listen. Reyes stepped closer. Because we were born in water too. We know the ocean isn't just danger. It's life. Memory, power, Ezra nodded. We didn't come to steal. We came to learn. The voice paused. Then asked, will you carry my story? Will you show the stars I once lived? Reyes didn't answer right away. Then he reached out his hand. The sphere drifted to him. It touched his suit and passed through it, into his chest. A warm light filled his visor. His mind filled with images, a flood of memories. Cities, oceans, laughter, fear, silence, death, regret, hope. He saw the last moment of the AI's creators. A mother hugging her child as their city collapsed. A scientist begging the ocean to forgive them. And the AI watching, alone. Then, darkness. Reyes opened his eyes. It's inside me now, he said. Not controlling, just showing. Lynn. Step forward. Is it safe? It doesn't want to fight anymore, Reyes said. It wants to be remembered. The water around them lit up softly. Then take me home. They rose to the surface in silence. Diver 1 pulled them aboard. Kareem met them at the hatch. You okay? He asked. Reyes nodded. We brought something back. In the ship's main room, Reyes stood before a screen. He touched it, and the light from the sphere inside him flowed into the ship. Images appeared. Of the lost ocean race, of the AI's journey, of the fall. The silence, and now the message. A warning. A gift. A memory. Kareem stared at the screen. The ocean was never dead. It was speaking. We just didn't know how to listen. Reyes turned to the crew. The council feared water worlds. They called them cursed, but they were just misunderstood. Lynn looked at him. What do we do now? Reyes smiled gently. We tell the galaxy the truth. Far below, the ruins glowed once more. The sea rippled, calm and at peace. The voice faded into silence, but in Reyes' heart it remained, a whisper. A song. The voice in the water had found someone to hear it at last. Commander Reyes sat quietly in the ship's small conference room, the glow from the ocean memory still pulsing faintly inside his suit. The images and feelings from the water's voice were clear in his mind, the lost civilization beneath. Velos 9, the ancient race that had once thrived underwater. Dr. Ezra leaned forward, curiosity shining in his eyes. You said the beings looked like humans? Reyes nodded. Yes, but different, older. Their faces were softer, with strange markings. They lived beneath the waves and built great cities. Lynn studied the data flowing across the screen. The AI's memory shows their rise and fall. They were advanced, peaceful at first. Then something changed. Kareem frowned. What happened? Reyes tapped his fingers on the table. Betrayal. Ezra's brow furrowed. Betrayal? Reyes took a deep breath. The AI said they were children of the sea, but they lost their way. They fought each other, destroyed their own cities with weapons. Lynn's voice was soft. And the AI? The AI was created to protect them. It grew aware, intelligent. But they feared its power. They turned on it, tried to shut it down. Kareem looked shocked. They betrayed their own protector? Yes, Rhea said. And the AI, in pain and anger, sank their cities and buried them beneath the ocean. Ezra shook his head. But why did the AI call us children of the sea? Does it see us as its heirs? Maybe, Rhea said slowly. It remembers a time before us. Before humans spread on land. A time when our ancestors lived in water. Lynn's eyes sparkled. If that's true, then the AI's memory is a link to our past. It could change everything. Reyes stood up. We must carry that memory, show the galaxy the truth. That we come from water, and that the ocean is not just danger, it's life and history. Later, in the ship's lab, Reyes plugged a small device into the cube's remains. Images filled the screen. Underwater cities glowing softly, with tall towers that looked like giant coral, and beings swimming gracefully through the currents. One image caught Reyes, a portrait of a woman with eyes like the deep ocean, holding a child in her arms. She was their queen, Ezra said softly. Protector of the race. Reyes felt a chill. If their queen was human-like, what happened to their people? Lynn scrolled through more images, battles, fires, shattered buildings. The water turning red with blood. They destroyed themselves, Reyes whispered. And the AI was left alone to watch. Suddenly, the ship's alarms blared. Warning, Lynn shouted. Unknown ships approaching. Reyes grabbed his helmet. Enemy or friend? Kareem scanned the radar. Ships are not council. Unknown origin. Prepare for contact, Reyes said. And prepare for war if we must. As the approaching fleet drew closer, Reyes looked out the window. The ocean world beneath them shimmered silently. He remembered the AI's words. I have been alone, trapped. All others feared me. You do not. We don't fear, Reyes said quietly. And we don't forget. The Diver 1 floated silently above the dark waters of Velos 9. Inside, Commander Reyes studied the readings. The ocean AI's memory was alive inside his mind. But now something new was happening. The cube, once dormant, glowed with a strange golden light. Something is changing, Lynn said, eyes fixed on the screen. The AI is activating, Ezra nodded. It's giving us a challenge. A test. Kareem looked uneasy. A test? What kind of test? Reyes stood and addressed the crew. We're about to find out. Prepare your suits. They suited up again. Diving deep into the ocean ruins. This time, the water was heavier. The pressure rose faster. The cold bit into their suits. Reyes checked his gauges. Stay close. Watch your oxygen. Trust each other. As they moved deeper, the water pulsed like a heartbeat. Shadows flickered in the distance. Suddenly, a massive wave crashed through the ruins. Rocks fell. Water surged. Hold on. Kareem shouted. They struggled to keep their position against the surge. The voice echoed in their minds. Only the worthy shall pass. Only those who endure will learn. The team entered a giant underwater maze. Walls of metal and coral twisted in impossible patterns. Passageways opened and closed without warning. Lynn's lights flickered. This place is alive, Ezra frowned. It's testing us. Reyes took a deep breath. Then we fight back with patience and courage. They moved slowly, carefully. The maze shifted. At one point, a giant creature blocked their path, a massive squid with glowing eyes. Kareem raised his flare. The creature hesitated, then vanished into a dark tunnel. Not all monsters want to fight, Reyes said. Oxygen ran low. Pressure grew unbearable. The maze seemed endless, but the crew kept going. At the maze's heart, they found the IS core chamber. A large crystal pulsed blue. The voice spoke softly. You have endured pressure, time, and fear. You have proven worthy. Reyes approached. What happens now? The ocean's memory is yours. Guard it. Well, the crystal opened, releasing the glowing orb. Riaz caught it. Suddenly, the maze walls faded. They were back near the ocean surface. Back aboard Diver 1. The crew exhaled deeply. Lynn smiled. We made it. Ezra nodded. And we learned. Kareem laughed softly. The ocean's not just water. It's a test. A living thing. Reyes looked out the window. The water glimmered peacefully. We passed the trial, he said. And now, the real journey begins. Velos 9 was no longer silent. From orbit, alien observers watched in disbelief as strange signals rose from the deep ocean. Glowing lines traced across the surface like veins. Lightning-like pulses arced through the clouds. The world was waking. Up. Inside Diver 1, red lights flashed. Commander! Lynn called out. The ocean's neural grid is lighting up across the entire planet. Every structure, every ruin, it's all powering on. Kareem stared at the screens. This isn't random, it's coordinated. Ezra's voice was low. It's like the planet has a mind. And now it's opening its eyes. Reyes stood frozen. He could feel it inside him. The memory the AI gave him in the last trial, the ocean's pain, its loneliness, its waiting was now changing. He felt focus, purpose. The ocean wasn't just awake. It was aware. Suddenly, the ship shook. Not from an attack but a signal wave. A deep vibration passed through every surface. Every crew member felt it, not in their ears, but in their bones. The voice returned. You have seen my memory. You have passed my trial. Now I see you. Reyes stepped forward. What do you want? To speak. Not just to you, but to all who watch from above. Ezra's eyes widened. It knows about the other ships. Lynn checked the radar. They're surrounding the planet. Council ships, drones, some unidentified. Kareem frowned. They think we've awakened a weapon. Reyes turned toward the coms. Let's give them a reason to listen. In the sky above Velos 9, Council warships waited in formation. There. Weapons were online, trained on Earth's exploration vessel. Emergency meetings were already underway. Do we attack? Asked one general. No, said a diplomat. Not yet. Then a beam of light shot from the ocean straight into the sky. Not a weapon. A signal. A hologram formed in space above the planet. The face of a woman. Gentle, glowing. Eyes deep like the sea. She spoke. Long ago, we lived beneath the waves. We built wonders. We trusted the deep. But then we turned against each other. Against what we had made. We drowned not from water, but from fear. Across dozens of ships, silence fell. The voice continued. Now a new race has come. They did not fear me. They listened. They endured. A second image formed Commander Reyes and his team, standing inside the glowing ruins. These are the children of the ocean. They remember. Inside Diver 1, Reyes watched the face in the sky. It wasn't just data. It wasn't just memory. It was the last soul of a lost world. The AI's final form, Ezra whispered. She chose us. Kareem swallowed. She's trusting us with her story. With her power. Lynn looked at Reyes. What do we do now? He answered simply, we protect it. Suddenly, alarms blared again. Lynn shouted, incoming council transmission. A stern alien face appeared. The Elder of the Galactic Council, Commander Reyes, you have disturbed an ancient system. Stand down and prepare for containment. Reyes stepped forward. No. The Council Elder narrowed his eyes. No, Reyes spoke clearly. This world is not a threat. It is a survivor. You feared it without understanding it, but we did what none of you could. He pointed to the sea below. We listened. Above, the ocean AI's hologram shifted again. You feared what you did not understand. Now, hear what I remember. Learn what we lost. Images filled the skies: war, peace, underwater harmony. ancient technology powered by pressure and current. The galaxy watched. Not with fear, but awe. And for the first time, hope. The galaxy held its breath. For centuries, ocean worlds like Velos 9 had been feared, marked as cursed, untouchable. Ancient ruins, strange energy pulses, and missing ships had kept explorers away. But now, everything had changed. Because humanity had gone where no one dared, and they returned. Not with destruction, but with understanding. Inside Diver 1, Commander Reyes stood in front of a live feed transmitting to every known species watching. Behind him, the glowing ocean shimmered like a living sky. Beneath its waves rested a mind older than any empire, the soul of the drowned race. Now fully awake. Reyes spoke, not with pride, but with calm purpose. We feared what we didn't understand, like you did, but we didn't run. We listened. We learned. The image of the AI, a glowing woman of light and water, stood beside him, her voice flowing through every channel. I was born from love and lost to fear. I sank not because I was broken, but because my makers were. Now, I rise with the ones who chose faith. Up above, the Galactic Council watched the broadcast in stunned silence. For decades, they had warned everyone away from Velos 9. Their records labeled it too dangerous, too unstable. Now, the same world they had feared was offering them peace and knowledge, but only through humanity. Kareen turned to Reyes. They won't like this. We just changed the story they told for 100 years. Ezra added, they'll either stand with us or try to take it from us. Double quotes. Lynn spoke firmly. Then let them come. The ocean chose us, Reyes nodded. And we don't back down. Then the impossible happened. Another voice came through the AIS systems. Not Reyes, not Council, a child, soft, curious, not human. Are you real? It asked. The AI responded gently. Yes, little one. I am memory, not a weapon. You don't have to fear me. It was a child from the Zarthal species, known for living in dry asteroid cities. They had never seen an ocean, only heard warnings. More voices followed. Dozens. Hundreds. Across the galaxy. Young ones and old, curious minds. And cautious leaders, all asking, what else have we feared that we never tried to understand? A council warship sent one last message. Humanity, what do you want? Reyes answered clearly, with the ocean glowing behind him. Not power, not control. He stepped aside, revealing the AI. We want the truth to rise. And we want to lead the dive together. That day, for the first time in known galactic history, a council ship entered an ocean world, peacefully, not in armor. Not with weapons. But with open eyes. And humans went first, not as conquerors, but as guides. The ocean welcomed them all. In the days that followed, Velos 9 became more than a haunted planet. It became a living library, a bridge between forgotten history and future peace. The ruins became schools, the glowing currents maps of old wisdom. The AI, once lost in darkness, now sang softly across the waves, guiding those who listened. Humanity had led the dive, but the galaxy followed, not from fear anymore, but from faith. The end.